Hey guys, good to see us back here once again. Behind me we got our newest, latest, greatest project here at the shop. We're going to take you for a quick walk around, show you something we've done to the car already, where we're at with the status of it now, where we got to go with it next, see what you guys think. So let's wander around this thing, take a look at it. It's a car we call Marilyn. You guys have probably seen it on the channel before, but now it's in the shop, ready to undergo a makeover. So let's check it out and see where we're at. Alright guys, this is our 1958 Chevrolet Bel Air. It was a four-door car, and we thought this thing was just in really nice shape, which it is in pretty good shape for a 58, to be honest with you. We'll pop this door open real quick and show you. Now this is a Michigan car, but these are original floors, and I don't know how well you can see this. We got kind of a mess going on here right now because we're tearing it apart. But you can see there's two little holes down here in the bottom of the floor, down by where the gas pedal goes. Those are the only two holes we've ever been able to find in the floor. There's factory drain holes obviously over there, and then there's seat holes over there on that side. Everything you see them right over there somewhere. Well, yeah, so the floors are really nice shape in this car. So that tells us that overall this car was in decent condition. Because for Michigan, you just don't find that stuff. I mean, these things called floors, these are kind of new to us in Michigan. But anyways, doors shut phenomenal on the car. The body is in decent shape. I mean, underneath the rocker down here appears to be all original, all real nice. On the inside of the rocker has a little rot spot back here on the inside of the inner rocker right here in the front by the cowl. The rear of the rocker is bad right here. You see we got some holes started here, some Bondo starts here, some previous body work right on up to the dog leg here, which we're going to have to replace that. And we also did find out that the lower quarter of this car was pieced from here on down somewhere in there. So we are going to take all that off. The inner trunk drop off in there is not the best, but it's not real bad, but we're going to redo the trunk drop off. Then we're going to replace the quarter on this side. We're going to cut it up into here, come up into the molding here, and take it on back. So we're going to do a lower quarter replacement on that and do it correctly. The inside of the trunk, we are going to put a trunk floor in it. It does need that, definitely. So we're working on that. We're going to be getting a trunk floor for that. Passenger side, this one's got a hole in it right here. So we're not seeing any previous body work done to this side that I'm aware of yet, but you know, this side looks pretty original. So we did take all the molding off, and obviously it's been on there for a long time, and whoever repainted the car one time obviously didn't take the molding off, I don't think. But anyways, this side appears to be a little bit better. Of course, the dog leg is bad on this side. A lot of previous body work showing through here. So we are going to put two dog legs on the car. But you know, we don't have a lot of sheet metal to work to do on the inside, which is cool. Now the rocker, again, on this side, all real nice. Except the inner rocker right up in here by the cowl on the inside is a hole there we're going to have to patch there. So, and then as far as the inside of the doors and stuff, I mean, these ones, you know, they look pretty good, and the rockers are pretty nice. I mean, it's going to look a whole lot better when we're done with it, but we just got a lot of sanding to do. We got little tiny things like up here at the top of the window. There's some rust here, and there's like a little tiny hole right there. A couple pinholes in there. So we are going to have to address that. We're not going to do a 100% every nut and bolt restoration on this car. We're just going to restore it for a nice cruiser type of thing. So the interesting part is this. First of all, I want to show you this. Here's the driver's side cowl here. And you see how this whole cowl section here is right here. And when the fenders were on this car, you couldn't tell anything. Everything lined up just beautiful and excellent. But at one time, we found out that Marilyn took a hell of a hit at one time. And we don't really know exactly how bad this was, but this was obviously a very old repair. I don't know if this was done in the 60s sometime, early 60s, or when this was done, but they gobbed it all up. Obviously got all the mounting points correct because everything lined up just really nice. But this was all hidden by the inner fender and outer fender. We had no idea this was even there. So at this point in time, We're undecided whether we're going to cut this out and put the one in there off our donor car, or if we're going to try to bump this out a little bit, patch it up a little bit, paint it, and leave it, since it is all kind of buried and never seen. So everything appears to be good. As everything else, I mean, the hit seemed to be focused right here on the cowl, and it doesn't affect any lineup. So I don't know exactly what happened to the car. It's hard to say. It is a 58, so after all them years, God only knows what happened to it. We got the heater box off. Everything's stripped off the firewall so far. We got the steering column we got to pull yet. The rest of the parts in the front, obviously we're going to pull all the A-frames off, the springs off, all that stuff off. We are going to be doing a disc brake conversion on the front of it. We're going to be doing a dual master cylinder on the front, so we can split the brakes to the front and the back. And let's see, we're approaching here pretty soon. We're going to have to we'll probably tear this apart and then sandblast the pieces individually on the front of the car. Because of course the beautiful weather that's outside here, tons of snow. Nobody's doing any sandblasting or anything like that right now, so we can't take the car to have it sandblasted to have the frame, because we don't want to get it back all messy and nasty and rusty. So, but we're definitely thinking we really want to be able to blast the car so we can really see what's underneath everything without the 10,000 hours of sanding. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. We have a 350 engine and transmission to go in it. That runs really, really good, so we're going to take care of that. We're going to put new tires on Marilyn. So obviously, in light of some of the things that we've discovered on the car, we are going to be way over the budget that we wanted to be on the car, but that's not going to stop us. We're still going to make it nice, do everything we can to make it a nice cruiser for somebody. All right, guys, we're back here at the trunk area of Marilyn, and we found some issues that we didn't know existed, and it was a whole lot worse than what we thought it was. So we're going to dig in a little bit. We started doing a little bit of fabrication work. We'll show you what we did. First thing I did here along the trunk lip here is I kind of wheel all this out as good as we could possibly get it in here. You know, cleaned up really nice. There is some surface rust in there, so we did go ahead and spray some rust killer on that. And heading right on down here, we are going to have an L piece here we're going to have to fabricate and cut this piece out and do a piece overlapping over here and fold that through, which is going to kind of probably suck, but we'll do it. So what we discovered here on this piece here, you can see this is all rotted away really bad. All through here above the gas tank door, right into the trunk latch area. And yeah, just, I mean, all the way across. What a shame. Over here, it's not so bad. Looks pretty good over there. We did the rust treatment on the passenger side as well. So, and you can see we got the trunk floor we got to replace. I mean, we're going to pop this gas tank cubby hole out of here, clean this all up, weld on what needs to be welded back on to make that back to new. But if you come back down here, get this stuff in my way, what we discovered is the whole top part of this trunk lip here is made as a C shape. You can see there's the top of the little lip here. It comes around the back, goes under, and then comes right out here. This is the back piece of it right here. So it was a C channel, and then what they did is they took this body panel here, went up, made the bend, and then went up and made another bend in, and then welded inside the seam there, or seam seal inside the seam to get the two pieces together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, little holes like this, we're probably going to just try to fill in, see if we can get that to fill. But we are definitely going to have to make new pieces here, coming up through here to weld into here to get these double steps to come on up into the C channel. So, kind of a pain in the ass to do this area, but I'm not sure if they make these parts, but it didn't take us too long to make. So what I got here is the C channel that we just made. This is going to go right along here like this. I kind of got it marked out here where it's going to go. It'll kind of go like this, and it doesn't go in a total straight line. It actually goes in a curve. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and make a cut. We're going to keep it going straight. We're going to make a cut in this piece right here, as well as the cut piece in the bottom part here, so we can bend this to a slight arch and get it to take the arch, and we're going to just weld up the cuts that we made to make it bend. So that will make that, and then we can go ahead and come back in with the piece underneath that comes up and does the double steps to get up inside that C-channel. So, and then we can weld the trunk latch to it, all that good stuff, and then start attacking the outside piece. And of course, the inside of the gas tank area here, we got to cut it anyways. We can rebuild the top of that once we get that all out. So yeah, we should be good to go. We'll go ahead and bring you back for the next piece once we start cutting that out and welding that in. So, all right, guys, we're back here at the back of the trunk once again. We did film the C-channel that we made, and again, that will go. You can't get it under my clamps exactly, but the C-channel that we made will go just like this, in here between those black lines like that, and then we'll sit down like that, basically, in there. And then this new piece that we just made today, right here, will go up underneath the C-channel, and you can see how it was factory like that as well. When it's all rotted and gone. And if you remember, like I showed you before, this is all completely gone, really bad underneath here. We got this piece fitting in there pretty nice. You can see it clamps up here pretty nice to there. Even though we're going to cut the old one out, so this is all going to be butt welded anyway, so the lap won't bother it. It will be cut over top of the gas tank door and finished off right here on the ridge right here, so the gas tank door can open fully like it's supposed to. It stops right there right now, but we'll make that so it can open fully. And we'll have to do a patch here possibly, or fill it in, whichever one's going to take. Moving along to this side here, you can see this side fits pretty good too. Fits really good. So I got that fabbed in. This will weld up along inside the C-channel once we get that in there. Little tiny pinhole right there. I didn't have a long enough piece of 19 gauge in the shop here to go longer. I would have. But there's a couple little pinholes there, and I think we can just plug weld those and they'll be fine. Clean them up and plug weld them. There's a little pinhole right here too. So I wish I could have went a little bit longer with this piece, but I would like to went along the whole bottom of the trunk. But that's the longest piece I had, a 19 gauge steel in here, and I didn't really feel like bending 18 gauge for that. So, but I think that'll work just fine. Once cut the old one out and get this tucked back in there, I think that'll be good. And then we can weld the trunk support to the new C-channel once that's in there, just like that. She should look really good. Look really good with the new trunk channel right there. And fixed the right way instead of just like loaded with Bondo. Alright, so anyway, we got a patch to do here, a little piece. I think we can probably weld this up because we can get out the back of that, I do believe. If I can get at the back of that, I can plug that up. And then this, on the other hand, is all gonna have to be cut out. I gotta cut out all through here, all the way up to right in here. You can see where it's bad, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna grind this out a little bit and kind of see how far up it goes. Because if I'm making this piece, I might as well go up as far as I can. Even though this is gonna be kind of a bear to make, I'm gonna have some custom fab big time in this. Big time for what I consider, I guess, because I do got to get this bend to go in this piece, and to make a piece like this and make it bend, yeah, it's not going to be easy. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what I got to do. Not exactly sure how or I'm going to do that yet, but you'll know as soon as I know. So anyway, we got to do that, and the other side we're good to go. Little pinhole right there. Other than that, the other side looks really good. So no patchwork to do over there, thank goodness. All over here on this side, we'll get this patched up, get these welded in, these holes filled, and get this thing plug welded back onto the C channel that we put in. We should be good to roll with a nice new trunk channel right there. So good shot, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Bondo with Street Freaks Garage. Today we're showing you Marilyn's floors. We got the patch all welded in. I kind of got in the zone, so I forgot to do a video while after me welding it. So I was just really in the zone. So it kind of just bam, weld, bam, grind, done. So I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys the welding, but that's okay. You know, so as you can see, it's all welded in. Do a nice little seam sealer over top of that, and call that good to go. We actually had to behind here. There's like there's another bend behind here, so it's plug welded on the other side on the bottom. So that's made this patch a little tricky way to get that bend and then get this bend here. So it's all welded in, ready to seam seal, and Marilyn's floor welded and patched.
All right, guys, we're back on the 58 Chevy here and working on the railing here for the back. We're gonna go ahead and place this piece back here in a two-piece section. So we went ahead here to make sure there's trunk support because it's pretty rotted on the back of the trunk back here. All throughout the whole floor, you can see it's all pretty rotten. So we wanted to make sure this support didn't move at all. So we just drilled the two holes out here, the spot welds here and the tack welds that was around here. We tack welded this brace in here temporarily so this doesn't move after that. So right now we're going to use a screwdriver and try splitting this apart, and hopefully that will split apart. Alright, let's smack this down here. Bend it too much. Still pretty strong. Okay, good. So next step, we gotta cut this out of here. We'll cut this top part. This, and we're gonna have to trim this up a little bit. Like so. This. And we're going to skim just a touch off that to make it fit. Right there, let me just check this. Alright, this particular part right here, we're going into an area here on the trunk lip, right along here. You can see it's got rot along here, and somebody filled this in with filler along here. And it gets into some pretty good rot here and here, right down to here. So we cut this piece here out of the parts car, and you can see it's pretty rusty right now. We're going to put that on the blaster, and you see we got a big hole down here. So I got to cut out and make a patch for that, because it's not good, but it's still better than the one that's on the car. So once I run this through the blaster, we'll know a little bit more about it, but clean it all up. Looks like it'll clean up okay inside. So I'm going to go and work on that. Get this cut out of here. It's kind of tricky about how I got to cut it out. We'll work on that. Then I got to put a new lip on. See the lip here is damaged right here. So I'm going to cut a piece of this out. And cut a piece of this good lip out when I get this out of here. And put that on there. And we'll get that in here. Now, we're going to go ahead right now. I'm going to weld this C channel in here that I got here. Weld that in for the trunk lip top. Get that welded in. And I gotta cut this piece right here out of here right now. We're gonna cut this out. Try to save this roll edge here where the gas tank door is. Same over here, I'm gonna try to save this roll edge. I've been working on this, and actually what we found out is that it's a little bit worse inside the trunk than what I hoped it was. But you know, that's just the breaks of the game, man. If you're gonna fix a car up, that's what you find out. So anyways, we did find out that the spare tire carrier it's missing. It used to be right there, but it's gone. But yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, that's not there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, you can see here we rusted through the trunk, and that is a gas tank brace right there, which the brace is really good underneath the car. So I'm hoping that when I cut the trunk out of here, I can rust proof that brace and grind it all down and make it really nice, and I'm hoping that's structurally sound. I'll find that out more once I get going with the rest of the things. You can see I got a little blowout area around the trunk, or the body mount over here a little bit, but not as bad as over here on the driver's side. The driver's side, this blowout area over here looks pretty nasty. So we gotta get all that seam sealer out of there, see exactly how bad that is, so the new trunk pan can slide right in there. And so anyways, what we discovered on the back is a lot of this back area back through here is a lot worse than I thought it was. I gotta cut a flat patch for that, clean that brace up on under there, get that all done. I did go ahead and put a new top on the gas tank pocket door. I'm not sure if you remember earlier, or as you've seen earlier, that was completely shot and gone, rotted out really bad, so I put a brand new top on that. Got that done, the door opens and shuts nice, and I got everything all cut out. I'm gonna go ahead and lower this camera for a minute. All right, so I'll kind of show you some of the stuff that I built here. Oh, it's been a long day, man. Rust. You gotta love rust. Anyways, so like I said, I put a new top on the gas tank pocket, and I still got to go back and rebuild all the bottom around here, and put a new bottom on the gas tank door pocket, and that's going to be kind of a nightmare, because I have to do all that while it's in the car. I don't want to take it all out and disassemble all of it through here, through the back. I don't want to disassemble all that. This is not wasn't supposed to be a full restoration car. This is supposed to be one that was just fixed up for a cruiser and a driver, and that's what it was supposed to be. But yeah. So the third piece that goes across the back here, obviously I showed you earlier, is a two-piece. I finally got my seat channel all reworked. I did have to do some modifications to it from the first one that I had made. This is still the first one, but I did have to modify it. So this one will lay in here like this. Go in there just like so. And weld to the trunk latch thing here. Let it go in just like so. And that turned out really nice. And then I got this part here that I made. Got it all shaped up. That will mount there. And over here on this side. Just like that. Just like that. And I already tried the door opens and closes nice. So it'll go there, the seat channel will overlap it. And that'll be nice. So that's done. Those are made. So now, like I said, inside the trunk, we got a lot of rust issues to deal with. All along the back here, we had to cut a piece out here to get into the trunk when we first got the car, because the latch was froze up. So we got that cut out, and yeah, it's just, you can see it's not really so bad on the passenger side. I mean, that's kind of normal stuff. I put this brace on here to hold this for now, but you can see all the holes back through here, and all around this gas tank pocket sucks, and it's back in here. So I'm really gonna have to probably cut this brace out of here temporarily, do my work behind it, get this replaced behind it and then put this back in, is what I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do. So I'm not looking forward to it, but that's what it's looking like. So, well, like I said, I want to do it right. I'm not gonna do it half-assed. So that's kind of what I have to do right there. So yeah, is what it is. I mean, I guess I got a lot of cutting to do and actually some measuring first. I need to measure out exactly or make a template exactly where this latch is, because I think the best thing for me to do is to take this right out so I can get it the full floor and I can get it the gas tank door pocket to rebuild that correctly on the outside. So I will keep you guys posted along the way as we go. I'm just about ready to click the trigger and pull the trigger on the new trunk floor pans for this. About 350 bucks simoleons for those, for the both sides. Yeah. I got a lot of rust to cut out. I got a mess out here, so I'm gonna get back to work.
They're here and they're freaking cool.
Now is your chance to sport your very own Street Freaks garage gear.
With hoodies, t-shirts, red cap shop shirts, and the very cool old school red cap club jacket.
Hoodies and tees available in both black and lime green.
Beanies and caps are coming in soon, and don't forget, you get a free decal with each and every Street Freaks item ordered.
Isn't it time to get your freak on? Order yours now.
Right. So we're working on the gate today, Marilyn, and we had to work on the trunk before, and we're still working on the trunk. And we're gonna go and bring you in real quick, show you kind of what we did today, the progress we're making, and where we're going next. So let me grab the camera and bring us in. First off, this is my helper, Katana. What's up? She's helping me today. Her favorite tool is a plasma cutter, by the way, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So we started cutting this section of the trunk out here. We still got the brace in here that we're saving, but we're finding that back here it wasn't attached to nothing except the trunk floor. So we got to be super careful we don't fully release that just yet till we get the measurements out of where it's supposed to be for the new floor. We're going to put the new floor in. Up here we're in the same boat. I'm not quite exactly sure where the new floor pans are going to go yet for the trunk floor, so I'm not going to cut too far up to the front yet. But I am going to cut here where you see this black line right up into the crease here to call his rust out of here. I did remove the trunk latch. Grab that. I did remove the trunk latch out of there. And it looks like we're going to be able to save all the bottom. Looks like in good shape. Just there's old dead rusted trunk pieces on the bottom, but I think we're going to be able to save the whole thing and make it look like new when we put it back in. So that's a good thing. Also, we got two other braces still under here. We got one brace here mapped out going under, and which is a gas tank brace, and another gas tank brace right here going under right here. So we're going to map those out so we don't cut those out. We still got the body mount areas to work with up there in the corners. Katana cleaned those up quite a bit. Got a lot of the sealer off there, the seam sealer off there, so you can see exactly what areas we have to do to get that done. And now the wheel spare tire holder. I haven't found anybody that makes one yet. If you guys know of anybody out there that makes one for a 58 Chevy, let me know, like ASAP, so we don't make one before if we can buy one. But also too, the other problem area that we're gonna have to deal with here is this gas tank door pocket that we talked about last time. And this is actually pretty complicated underneath the car. So I'm going to cut it out for right now around there, and we're going to try to rework that once we get the new trunk floor in and get it all shaped. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be tough because I don't really want to take this out because it's attached to the whole rear panel, and it looks like it's going to be a pain to get out. But anyways, we got to cut all this out right now. We're going to cut out the remainder of the floor that we can until the new floor pans come in. So we'll cut out up to here until the new floor pans come in, and we can see exactly how much area they are going to cover. Then we can kind of go a little bit more crazy with cutting stuff out. But in the meantime, we're going to kind of save whatever we can. So I got my helper Katana over here. She's over here making afros for my screwdrivers. She's giving my screwdrivers hairdos. So isn't that cool? It's like a hairband. And then as you get older, the hair falls out when they do that. There's this piece. Actually, some of that wasn't too bad. But we got, you know, anyway. Step over that there. Deal with that in a minute. That is one of the gas tank bases. I'm going to take a little bit more out on this side. This cardboard is being out of here because, why? Because that doesn't make for good against fires. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can prevent car fires. I gotta change my cutoff wheel. So yeah, these on-and-off buttons on these things are very, very touchy. Very good idea to just unplug them before you change them. It's always good to be able to count to 10 when you're done cutting too. Now we make sure that our button's in off position. Plug it in, we got a little bit more cutting to do. We'll drop this section out, last section, and we'll be good to go for now. Cut it right there yet. Woo. There's another one gone. That pretty crappy quarter panel job that somebody did.
And by we mean, you know, our new assistant.
Yeah, which we'll get to her in a minute.
She does the dirty work. We just
So
stay
we're trying to
with
strip some of this acres of Bondo off here that didn't need to be here. And the car was actually pretty decent to start with, so we got to get some of that Bondo off there.
it. Just lazy. They didn't bump it down all the way.
Stupid stuff.
You know, why bump when you can just smash the line?
I'm going to take you over and show you my assistant, my newest assistant here helping us out. But don't be afraid, yeah, keep working. Kind of running the Eastwood contour tool, taking some of the rust off where the molding was, trying to get it back down to bare metal. Working pretty fast as you heat the metal up, kind of moving around. We've got quite a bit to do on it yet, and we found a big old Bondo spot here on the door, which obviously you have to check in the inside of the door. There's some dents in there, and again, because of laziness and not bumping the dents out, they just plastered it full of Bondo, and you can see in some areas it's much thicker than what it should be. So that's all coming out of there. We're going to bump that door back out, get it straight as we can, right? And then we're going to go ahead and put skim coats over the way it's supposed to be, with very little mud in it.
We're going to show you how to do the right things. Right things.
That's right. This quarter panel down here, you can see the lineup job is absolutely terrible right here. Where they put the lower quarter on. Awful. The dog leg that they built. They did a good job building the dog leg. Where they bought it, I don't know, but it's rotted. And this chunk of Bondo right here, a humongous piece came out of right here. Turn the camera. Came out of right here. Inside there. So that's gone bye-bye. We don't want that. That's not going to be in there anymore. We're cutting all this out. Redoing a new dog leg for it. Right up into here. You see I did a horrible job patching it up in there. But yeah, so we got some work to do there. And it's getting kind of chilly in here. We kind of whipped the big door open. You can see all the snow and ice outside. So
Not so much snow. Mostly
yeah,
just ice.
Yeah, more ice. And so we got a mess in here. There's dust everywhere in here. So we're going to probably let the dust settle for the night.
But wait, there's more.
What's that?
All right, I'm gonna teach this. A guy I worked with, an old guy I worked with taught me this, right? So you know how you get your blowguns?
He's not talking about me, by the way.
Nope, he's not old enough yet. So
That's
you know how
right.
you get all your other blowguns and they all stop with all, you know, they only blow like 90 PSI or something like that?
Nothing worse than a gun that don't blow. You know what I mean?
Honestly, you know.
Right.
So my guy I work with showed me this. You buy a little air regulator, put 2 fittings on it. Let's say you got your air compressor up to 150 pounds. You can blow a straight 150 pounds to this gun, no problem.
No way.
Yeah, and best thing, it's pocket sized.
That is one hell of a blower right there. There you go. There's your advice and your tips on blowing right
Tech
there.
tips.
From Brando right there. Your tips on blowing right there. So Katana, say hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man? How you like your grinding job?
She's repping her new work.
What do you think? This is like a review. What do you think of the Eastwood contour tool?
It works good.
Does it work good?
How good?
Really good.
She's got a little bit of dust on her glasses. Let's see. She goes, woo.
She got dust on those new shoes?
Stuff all dusty. Yeah, she's got her new Carhartt boots, so we told her she's got to work now. Now she's got work boots. Oh, what are they?
Georgia boots or something like that?
Oh, well, they're work boots anyway. So they got to be dirty. So
We got 3 different kinds
this
of
is a tool right here. We wanted to see what she thought of it. It's the Eastwood contour tool. Works really, really good. Back here, you can see we stripped this quarter panel here back here. We kind of took it down like really quick. It didn't take long at all. Didn't gouge the metal. It's nice and smooth. We got to wipe it off yet, but
Yeah, so all the heavy pits you see right here, that's all just going to get a nice skim coat to hide it all.
yeah, we're actually going to blast it, I think, first. We'll hit it with a blaster outside first.
Kill the rust for sure.
Get the rust out of it, or put a rust killer in it. Either way. And,
Yeah, you want to
kill
fill
it.
those pits. I mean, they'll be hit by time trim, but they want to be filled.
And I think what's going to happen back here is they kind of put the lower quarter on below this hump right here, but they did some repairs back here, some old brazing repairs, which the new full quarter I think comes with that. So we're going to come right up here with it and straight back and put a whole new lower quarter on it. So, because they kind of put this quarter piece right over top of the old one.
No, not kind of. They did. Put it on.
Big no-no. Big no-no. Don't do that stuff. Please don't do that, especially with a 58 Chevrolet. Don't do that.
Yeah, you can do it on like your modern, you know, 2000 GMC pickup. We don't care, but just don't do it to a classic.
Just don't do it with a classic.
Don't hurt it.
What's the matter with you people? Anyway, all right, the trunk right here. We finally found a tire hole thingamabob there. So we're gonna order one of those, but they're expensive. Man, this is a Chevy. These parts are supposed to be cheap. They're not cheap. They're not cheap. So you could buy this trunk lip along here. You could buy this for an Impala, which is a little bit narrower. So we'd have to lengthen it. But you can buy that for an Impala. But it's like $300 and some for that little piece right there. I built it and I saved myself $300 and some. So I'm good. Or we're good. It is what it is. So, you know, whatever. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to save a bunch of money. So, all right. So we are going to go ahead and wrap things up here in the shop. We're going to grind this door down, get the rust down off here back to the bare metal. So all left is the Bondo crater. And then from that point, we're going to take care of that and move it along with some more goodies. So we will catch you all later. We just wanted to show you a little bit today. Today we're going to take a break from the Christine project. And we're going to go ahead and work on the 58 Chevy. So I'm going to grab the camera, turn the camera around, and show you guys a little bit on the 58. With what we got upcoming on this thing, we ran into a whole lot more work on this car than what we anticipated. But we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to skimp on it. Even though it's a 4-door car, and we're probably going to lose our ass on it, but we got a lot of sheet metal in. Wasn't cheap, expensive stuff. Oh, it's a squirrel. There it is. There's the 58, and we got the dog legs in, like I said. And they look pretty decent. I mean, they're a little thinner than what I hoped for, but you know, it's typical sheet metal for the body. The curve around right here, where we're coming up into the wheel well, this is gonna have to be a little bit custom formed, especially up in here. We're gonna have to bend it around to fit the top and keep it wider as we go. Grind some of this edge off. I don't like the way it flares out. See kind of the way it flares out. So we're gonna try to bring that in a little bit. It does get a nice chunk of the outer rocker though. That's kind of cool. So that'll be nice. And then here's the other side too. for both dog legs. And you can see it's got all the factory bends in it, which is nice around here. This is really the reason why I bought these. Anyways, instead of building it on our own, not that we couldn't build it, but for the price I paid for per dog leg, I would have way over that time into fabricating and labor time trying to make this piece. So I figured why not just buy the piece that's already stamped, make it a little bit easier on us. So real quick, I kind of ran you through. This is one of the gas tank braces that we had cut out of the 58 Chevy. We cut it back here, you can see. But right here, she was pretty ripe and definitely in need of replacement. So we cut that out, and the other one's in here somewhere. And actually, it's up on the table. So this is actually the other one here on the table, and it was cut off here to get it out of the car. And yeah, we want to put new gas tank straps in it and all that good stuff. So let's see, let's look at some parts. Man, we've got parts. Now the two braces right over here, we're going to go ahead and redo those and re-weld those up. This is the lower section for the spare tire thing down there. You can see we're prepping that area today. I'm not sure if we'll get that in, probably not get it in today, but we're prepping that area down there, getting that ready. And there, down there on the floor is the other piece, the vertical piece of the spare tire carrier. We'll be prepping that area as well. These two braces are about where they need to go, pretty close. So we just got to go ahead and get the rest of the brace ground off the floor underneath and get them up underneath the car and weld them on. I am going to remove probably the lower section of this gas tank doodad here today. Cut that off because I'm going to have to make a new lower section for that, and that'll be nice. This is the new cross support brace. I might have already showed you this before. All like powder coated. This thing is really freaking nice, and it should be for the money too, because I mean it wasn't cheap by all means. Of course, I showed you the trunk floors already, I do believe. And you can see the dog legs here are pretty ripe. They definitely need a replacing, so I don't want to go ahead and do anything, patch these up. They just crammed a pack full of Bondo in here. It was horrible. We do got a little patch in the passenger door here to fix, or driver's door here to fix. A couple holes here. I think we'll cut this right out. Do a patch right there, just to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, anyways, you've seen the 58 Chevy before. We kind of walked around it before, but it's a whole lot worse than we thought it was. But it's not that it's worse than we thought it was. I mean, we figured it would need some work, but the areas where it needs to work is not where areas we expected. So I guess we did run in a little bit more work than what we thought. We did find a little hole down here in the lower quarter down here, right where there's a brace inside the trunk here, and it's starting to split right here. So now we're going to have to cut this out and put a new piece in here. We didn't plan on patching this quarter, but it looks like we're going to have to right there. We're not going to put a new quarter on nothing, just fix that. There's really nothing wrong with the whole overall quarter. It just needs some fixing down here, some repairs. So I think we can fix that just fine. If it doesn't fix up right, we'll chop it off and put a new one on. We gotta do what we gotta do and make the car done right, make the car done nice. Whoever gets the car in the end is gonna have a killer 58 Chevy 4-door, I know that. It's gonna be a cool car. It's gonna take a lot of time and it's taking a lot of money, but it's gonna be a cool car. So anyways, that's about it, guys. Just wanted to run you by the 58 product and show you that we're going to take a break from Christine for today and work on the 58 Chevy and try to get the Bel Air a little bit closer to finished or primer stage, which obviously we're a long ways away from. But anyways, you've seen it here first. We will talk to you next time, guys. Take care of yourselves. Hang loose. We'll talk to you soon. Later.